ErrorThe Concorde was the world's first and only commercial supersonic plane. Developed in the 1970s and flying across the Atlantic at similarly record rates, it officially retired in 2003, after the tragic crash of Air France Flight 459. But Boom founder and CEO Blake Scholl notes that one big difference between the Concorde and his company's supersonic aircraft is that Boom is building with an eye toward ultimately making high-speed air travel available to the masses. Instead, Scholl's vision for Boom is supersonic travel that is affordable for passengers, profitable for airlines, and capable of reaching economies of scale with tens of millions of passengers. To do so, Scholl writes that Boom is working to ensure that the company is a sustainable, money-making endeavor that can fund future innovation. It also means designing the aircraft to be quiet so airport communities will happily welcome it. And building in support for low net carbon alternative fuels, so we can be proud to operate Overture as an environmentally sustainable airliner, he adds. One of the main concerns of supersonic air travel is the sonic boom that happens when planes break the speed of sound. Imagine the noise a fighter jet makes. Now, imagine something even louder, happening over your house every hour. Boom's goal is to solve the challenge of the sonic boom. I flew the Concorde several times and I remember presentations 30 years ago from Boeing about their plans for second-generation supersonic travel, says Horan. It was always an engineering pipe dream, but supersonic economics were incredibly dicey back then and are worse now. Given the enormous upfront investment cost and huge risk and uncertainty, aircraft development programs depend on the potential for a large future demand and the potential to expand production for many years. It doesn't exist. That large future demand, he speaks of as the supersonic customer. The original Concorde appealed to the elite business traveler, someone who desperately needed to go from London to New York and back in a single day. These travelers were of the highest echelon. Investment bankers, lawyers, people for whom time was actually money, adds Hartvelt. But consider that we all spent the last 14 months living on videoconference. In the days of the Concorde, we didn't have the videoconference capabilities we have today. The average person didn't have a cell phone in 2003, when we retired the Concorde. The world is far different today. Just imagine the technology by 2029. Businesses can already function globally without flying anywhere. The pandemic proved that. All of this only increases the surprise that an airline would announce supersonic as a viable business product right now. But could the Overture, if successful, lead to more airlines buying supersonic planes and making the technology available to a wider swath of passengers, potentially shortening flying times for countless future travelers? It's an exciting thing to dream about. You could take a quick overnight trip to London from New York. You could travel from Los Angeles to Seoul in the time it takes some to navigate the 405 freeway in Los Angeles. If and when Boom can get its airplanes up to holding 300 people, that's the point where you will see an economy class and discount fares for supersonic travel, says Hartvelt. But that is 12 to 15 years from now.